This is Navigating Marriage and Family Life with Ejiro Eze. So on this show, Navigating Marriage and Family Life, I'll be having a very wonderful conversation with my guest, Barrister Uwaifo Esere. He is a very vast lawyer and he has a lot of wisdom when it comes to marital issues. So, Barrister, you're most welcome. Thank you for coming and thank you for being a part of this show.
Thank you very much for the invites. I'm glad to be here as well.
Thank you. So today, on this segment of Navigating Marriage and Family Life, I want us to have a conversation about marriages that no longer last. So we're going to be comparing the marriages of old and the marriages today. What changed? What has happened? Our parents celebrated 60 years of marriage, 50 years of marriage, 40 years of marriage. But these days, I'm a marriage counselor, and I've had cases of people wanting to quit 2 weeks into marriage. We've had cases of people wanting to quit 2 years into marriage, 6 months into marriage. And you're wondering, what is happening? What has changed? Why is it not working anymore? Who is the problem? Is it the society? Is it the man? Is it the woman? Is it the marriage itself? So I would want you to speak to this topically. Marriage of old and the marriage of now. What has changed?
Well, very topical issue. You might not agree with everything I say,
Okay.
but just ruminate on it, think on it, meditate on it. There are lots that have changed. First of all, us as human beings have changed. The way we see things have changed. The world has changed. The world is now a global village. We are all comparing notes. Now information is moving at real time. Whatever is happening in America today is happening in Nigeria right now. That's because we are comparing notes. People are learning various lifestyles. The way we see it being done elsewhere in the world, we borrow. America right now is also borrowing from Africa.
Wow.
As well. They're borrowing the way we dress, the way we talk, even our ideology. They are borrowing. And we have borrowed a lot from them as well. So it has changed us as a people. Also, our society, we've changed in our society as well. We used to be more caring. We used to be more open as a people. But now, we hardly know who our neighbors are. You understand? Even if we know who our neighbors are, we hardly have anything to do with them anymore. We live a more exclusive life that is exclusive to ourselves and to our family. You understand? So a lot of things have changed with us. Like I said, marrying of cultures now. We're taking American culture and bringing it into African culture. So you find out, I do not want to use the word adulteration or corruption of our own culture, of our own values, of our own system, our own norms, our traditions and culture. Before this show, I was speaking to someone and I said, in time past, the young lady, when she grows, as she's growing up, she's brought up being trained to become a wife and a mother. So everything her mom is teaching her, right from the time she's small, her mom is teaching her how to take care of her own and how to take care of children.
So sorry to cut you there. First, what you just said, it means that there's a lot of deliberacy
Exactly.
in raising children, and that
Raising children.
was this particular to only women or also as men?
Not at all. It as men as well.
Okay, so the boy child is raised to be a man,
To be a man.
and the girl child is raised to be a wife and a mother for childhood. Okay.
Exactly.
So what has changed now?
Good. But now, okay, you now find out that we are no longer deliberate, in how we do things. Now, for example, like I was saying to someone today, young men these days, a lot of them, even though they grow up in a home with a father, their father is not necessarily a father figure to them. They were brought up by the streets.
Wow.
You understand? They were brought up by a father who did not know what it was to be a father, or who neglected his duties raising up that child. The same thing with the girl, with like you say, the girl child. Okay, a lot of women have neglected raising up their children, their daughters. Okay, in the way of family life, bringing up a family, starting up a family, being a wife, being a mother. A lot of them have neglected it. And it all stems from the fact that today our society is built on materialism, is built on money. You see, parents do no longer have the time to take care of the children, to bring them up properly, because we are looking for money. You find out that a father leaves home first thing in the morning. He doesn't get home late at night. The children are already asleep. Okay? He does it the next day and the next day and the next day. The same thing with the mother. She doesn't also have that time to put time into the children. While it might not be some of their faults, because of how life has changed. I normally tell people, when we're growing up then, there was always this uncle or auntie that was always there to take care of the children when mommy and daddy gone to work. But they are not there anymore. They're not there anymore.
And sorry, that seemed to be one of the African values
Yes.
that we've always had.
Yes.
That African value we have always had, which is that communal living.
For sure.
Everybody's child, your child is my child. But these days, it's not. I wonder, like you said, it's as if we borrow culture.
Yeah.
That used to be the white man's kind of life, where everybody just live on their own, mind their business and all of that. And these days it is happening. Even not just your child being my child, even in correcting children now. So you see your neighbor's child doing something and you want to correct, and the person is saying, no, please,
Don't touch.
my child, don't talk to my child. Correct, don't do anything, and all of that. So I agree with you that all of these things are actually impacting our society negatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was the case of a celebrity. This celebrity was in a relationship. Obviously, she got married. The married, big high society marriage or wedding. The marriage did not take 1 year to collapse.
Wow.
And she was very vocal about it, about the collapse of her marriage. She went on various shows saying why the marriage collapsed. And in some of the interviews I heard, she give some of the reasons. Like, she was the only one footing bills in the relationship. She was the only one paying for this and paying for that. The man was not paying for anything. The man was also too serious. There were some, she wants to crack a joke, but he wouldn't allow it. He would like, I'm senior to you. So for that reason, she had enough. So she said, when next she gets married, she's not going to be marrying for love anymore. She's going to be marrying for money.
Wow.
Okay. But it now begs the question, really. If you really love that man, though, would your love only last 1 year and you jack the marriage in? You've called it quits with the marriage.
Just under
Just under 1 year,
temporary love.
your love extinguished. Literally, you couldn't add was there anymore.
Temporary love.
You understand?
Yeah, it couldn't stand the taste of
Couldn't
time. And that is not the characteristic of
Of love. Exactly. You know, so like we have changed as a people. We are no longer patient. You understand? Like our mothers, a lot of us grew up knowing that our parents were in loveless marriages. But those marriages lasted 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years.
I wonder why.
Because what has changed is, first of all, our mindsets have changed. People no longer view marriage as sacred as it used to be. You understand? Now there are options. There are options, whether inside the marriage or outside of it. Okay, first of all, instead of people getting married, I can have a family without being married, as they do in the Western world.
Yes.
You know, there's also this baby mama and baby papa.
Trying it for us.
Yes,
Now.
that is in it. So I can have children all over the place and not be married. You understand? But we learn from the Bible that there's a marriage. If to start a family, and to start a family has to be within the confines of a marriage. There needs to be something tying the couple together so that you can now raise the children up. You know, in every family there's a culture. You build a culture.
Yeah.
That's where the children first of all learn about the society. That's where they learn norms and values that would now form in them their character, their personality that they carry out to the world. You understand? That's why there needs to be two people. The father brings the male aspect, and the mother brings the feminine aspect. Okay, scientists will tell you that in a man there's a female aspect in a man, and in a woman there's a masculine aspect in a woman. You know, so it takes two of them to make the complete human being, as it were. But now we are seeing an alternative to it: baby mama and baby daddy. I do not want to remain committed to one man. I do not want to remain committed to one woman. Or if I get married, it means I can't sleep with other women or I can't sleep with other men.
So it takes their freedom away.
Yes. They feel that they are no longer free. You understand? Then the ones that are brave enough are like, let me brave it. Let me get married. Let me know what is in this marriage. Let me break these marriage jinx. And they'll go in. And 1 year later, 2 years later, they're like, it's not for me. Why? Because they realize that in marriage, you cannot do like you like. You are not answerable to someone. You cannot go wherever you want to go anymore. You cannot say whatever you want to say. You cannot associate yourself with whosoever you want. Your life is changed.
Because you have given a part of yourself to someone else.
Yes.
So you are committed to some. Is this just for women or both men and women?
Both men and women. And it's not just a part of yourself. It is all
of yourself.
So that's why people, it's funny, but people refer to their wives as my ball and chain. You know, when you see a cartoon of old-time criminals, they would put a ball or this metal ball, heavy ball on their legs and connect it to a chain so they can't run.
Yeah.
You understand? So you're confined in that marriage and people don't want to be confined anymore. You understand? They want to do as they like. They don't want to be, in quote, disciplined. So people love the trappings of being married. You know what it comes with. You know, that's picture perfect family life, you know, or kids, you know, stepping out with your wife or stepping out with your husband. They like the show. You understand? But a lot of them are not ready for the hard work. because marriage is hard work, believe it. Because just like the Bible says, two shall become one. You are going to be losing a lot of yourself to that man. And the man is going to be losing a lot of himself to his wife. If you're not ready for that, you cannot be married. Like emotionally, women are more emotional than men. As a man, you might not understand, what your wife is going through. Oh, why is she crying again? And this small thing, they can't make this woman to cry again.
No.
But as a man, as a husband, you have to make yourself emotionally available to her. In that time of emotional, upheaval, emotional stress, you need to be there, that shoulder to cry on, that listening ear, you need to be understanding. You might not understand it, but you need to now go to that school where you put yourself in a place, you enter into her head and see it from our own perspective. It is not just sympathy you're going to be doing now, you're going to be doing empathy. You're going to be putting yourself in her shoes. So a lot of people don't want to do that. They're not ready. It's hard work. So people think, oh yeah, like some men think, okay, I finished school, I now have a job, so steady income is coming in. So my son, you're ready to get married. That is not when a man is ready to get married. What about the emotion? Emotionally, are you stable?
So there has to be an all-round development.
All-round development of the human being.
Okay, looking at our context, are you saying that our parents had that all-round development? Because they also had flaws.
Yes,
in their time.
for sure.
I would say the men of today know more about emotions than the men of old. The men of old were even tougher than even the men of now.
Yeah.
Because of civilization, education,
Enlightenment,
and all of that. So I know that there is still that difference, though. Some of the differences now are also working for us. But then, yes, there are some advantages we also have now that we are rather using them against ourselves.
Well, it's human nature. We will pick out the negatives more quickly than we pick out the positives. You understand? The disadvantages more than the advantages. Yes. Judging from our time now, okay, because of how educated we are, like I said before, now we are borrowing a lot. The world is mixing.
Yeah.
It's a mixing pot now. You understand? So whatever is being taught in America, we are getting it now, real time, now in Nigeria, in Africa. Whatever they are saying, whatever is news, we are getting it now.
Just as we are talking now, somebody from Canada will be listening to us.
Yeah.
As we are here, we are reaching everybody.
Yes.
So anybody can listen to us, anybody can learn from us as well.
So you find out that, a lot of men right now, I would agree, okay, are more emotionally available. Okay, but remember at the beginning what I said. When we, in the past, bringing up a male child and bringing up a female child, the male child is brought up differently from the female child. When the father is going to maybe the farm or going to his work, which is more manual or manual, he takes his son along.
Yeah.
When the mom is going to the markets,
Yeah.
is doing household chores,
Takes the girl
child along.
Yeah.
And that's so the boy knows how to grow up as a man and the girl knows how to grow up as a woman.
The first time I made egusi soup, I was 12 years old. Wow. So my mom she stood and she said, oh yeah, I've been doing it because you have that observe it. And she said, I'm going to leave you to do it yourself. I was fidgeting. I was scared. Is it going to come out well? She said, just do it. You have everything. Do it the way you have always me do it. And I did it.
Exactly.
Now, when they tested it, they gave me pass mark at that age, 12. So that's just a moisturize your
Yes. So a lot of those people, those of that time, okay, were trained. For us to actually, pass it to our own children, it's harder for us to pass it to our children right now because life has changed. First of all, we're looking at the economics of things now. Things are a lot more expensive. Life is a lot more expensive than what it used to be. You would not believe when I tell you how much my daughter's school fees is.
Exactly.
I never used that all my years in university. I never did. You understand? So, childcare as well. We came from the place where, oh, my child is your child. Everybody takes care of the child.
Yeah.
But it's no longer that way. Before growing up, we could roam our area. Play football, get into trouble, get out of trouble, fight and everything, then come back home in the evening. But now, when my daughter gets home, she might not even step her foot out in the compound. You understand? So times have changed. And remember that the kids, the children as well, are also receiving outside influences.
Yeah.
They are now watching the same things that children in the United States are watching. They are now receiving the same ideas the children abroad are receiving. You understand? So there is more resistance
Yes.
to your teaching
Yes, that's true.
than we did, because before when we were growing up, we were just tabula rasa. We didn't know anything. Blank slate.
Yes. Let me buttress this with an example, a question my daughter asked me one day. So we're in the kitchen, I was making food, and she said, Mommy, this food that you are preparing, if I tell you now I don't want to eat this food, you always be angry with me. She said, can I ask you a question? I said, yes. She said, when you were my mates, do you tell your mom what you want, what you feel like eating?
Yes.
And I told her that, first of all, we didn't even know that we didn't have a choice. And we didn't even know we had a choice. It was not anywhere in our mind to make choices. You don't see, like you said, you don't know. There is this conditioning, that's the word. There's this
Condition.
we're conditioned not to have options.
Yes.
So if whatever they give you, you've been conditioned to just go with whatever you are given.
Receive with thanks.
Receive, exactly. You just receive with thanks. Or like now, they will tell you, I don't like this food. Yeah.
So nowadays we are meeting resistance, because they're receiving information from outside that they are challenging.
So because we also didn't have the
exposure that they have now.
So how have all of these things impacted our marriages that do not last now? Okay, because I still have something else to ask.
Okay, first of all, now we believe we have more options. It is bandied around that your marriage does not complete you. You understand? You don't have to be married to be successful in life. Or having a failed marriage does not make you less successful in life. That are the new narratives. These are the new narratives. What's the new truth that is in society now? While in time past,
it was the opposite.
It was the opposite. It was part of life. That once you grow up, you get to a certain age. Maybe in some communities, for the girl is the age of 16, for the boy is the age of 18. Once you get to that point, the next thing is marriage. So your whole life, everything that you've learned is being tunneled into making you a good husband or a good wife, a man that can take care of his family or a woman that can take care of her home. You understand? So everything is channeled. But today it's different. You understand?
Yeah.
And like we said, baby mama, you can have a family now without having to be married.
Yeah.
Single parenthood is no longer a taboo.
Yes.
Before saying, oh, was this stigma, it was a stigma. It was a stigma. Parents had to hide their children for 9 months. Then when the girl gives birth, the child will be called the mother's child.
Yes.
No one has to know that my daughter gave birth at an early age. You understand? But now single parenthood is different. It's acceptable. It's more acceptable than what it used to be. The other day I was thinking about a song done by a group of boys in those days. I'm talking about early 90s. Pretty Busy Boys, I think they used to call themselves. They sang a song, Biggie Belle, oh Biggie Belle, she never marry Biggie Belle, no dey shame Biggie Belle, look am oh. You understand? If they sing that song today, they will be the ones ostracized.
Yes.
Because now is so what
The new normal.
yes now. So what, she gets married, and so what, she gives birth or gets pregnant without being married.
Yeah.
Why are you shaming her? You know? You say, why are you shaming her? You understand? So they themselves will be cancelled.
Yeah.
You understand? So the world is changing, or the world has changed, and that's why people do not. It's marriage is no longer sacred. So people go, okay, I've seen marriages that did not even make it to the wedding night.
Wow.
It was right there at the reception that marriage ended.
And
Right there and then.
okay, so I was saying that for all you have said so far, it means that what has made marriages not to last these days compared to before is societal change, world change and dynamics, plus loss of values, loss of even our African culture for those of us that are in this part of the world. You know, the values we used to have also been watered down by globalization. And you also talked about having options. Yeah, now we have options. So if I don't want to be married, I can naturally still survive.
Yeah, I don't not first.
I'm not forced to be compared to as it was before. Before now, if you leave your marriage, the society frowns at you. But now, so it means that looking at this change, before I go to my next question, let me just ask this. Looking at these changes that you have also highlighted, do you think there is hope that marriages will ever be the way it used to be?
Where?
Because some of these changes have come to a step.
Yeah. See, the times have changed.
That's the truth.
They're not gonna reverse themselves. Time is not gonna go in reverse. So we cannot change it. But what we can do is, on our own, we can choose to bring up our children in a way that they will see the sanctity of the heritage. And it's not just what we tell them, it's what we do as married couples. You see daddy, you see mommy, they see how daddy acts towards mommy, they see how mommy acts towards daddy. Children would know if there's love in the marriage. Children would know, oh, does daddy respect mommy, or does mommy respect daddy?
Yeah.
Sometimes you could have your child say, but mommy, why did daddy talk to you like that?
Yeah.
You understand? So it is for us now to teach our children that there is something in marriage, something important in marriage. You understand? Not just window dressing. But
That's not the idea.
that's not it.
Behind, it is not as perfect as it said.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving for what you have said now, what is happening now is no longer the fault of the man not making marriages work, and no longer the fault of the woman not making marriages work. Maybe we should say it is the fault of the time and the changes that are happening in the world.
See, with this change of time, it's affected our mindsets.
Yeah.
We are no longer thinking like our parents does so. We are thinking differently right now. If you want to change or stem what is happening now, you need to change the mindsets. And for you, it needs to start with you. Like I was saying to someone, before we came on sets, I was saying to her, marriage is like a series of tests. You keep on writing tests in marriage. You do not see them as tests, but that's what it is. Not until you feel it, you're like, this thing has happened before. Oh no. And I did not say the right thing again. I did not do the right thing again. Oh no. You understand? It is hard work. Thoughts, you in your marriage. Like I said, it starts with you. You, or it starts with me. Me in my marriage. I need to keep on working on my marriage until I keep ongoing. This works. Not just jack it in. Oh, it's not working just straight away like a toy or something.
Yeah, and there's something from the counselor's perspective. We have also realized, see, God in his wisdom instituted the covenant of marriage for the good of man.
For the good.
That is my belief.
For the good of.
Because these strengths that we talked about, it is also wrecking our society.
For sure.
I sit down with people and I hear things. So even this divorce trend that's going on in the world is also leaving not just the marriage breaking, it is also leaving the people talk for sure. The people leave, yes, it may seem like this is the solution, but in the long run, they don't find it easy. Two is always better.
Yes.
So we say too good about the not just edicts,
Not just too.
not too bad, too good tools will always be better than a single one. Yeah. So it in just a few words, I want you to wrap up. And I want you to tell something to our viewers that didn't people.
Okay. It's like this. The family is the smallest unit of the society, of our community. If we do not get it right in the family, that's why I say charity begins at home before it goes abroad. If we don't get it right in our homes, in our family, how can the society work? How can we have good people in the society if we have fractured children? If we have fractured mothers, fractured fathers, how can they bring up children, wholesome children? It's not possible. When you keep on shipping these fractured children out in the community and they go meet other fractured children, do we have a complete society? No, we cannot. You understand? So that's why the devil fights hard to break up the family, because once you break up the family, you break up the community. So people, the change we want starts with us. We need to be good fathers. We need to be good mothers. First things first. We need to be good husbands. We need to be good wives. Do not be upset if you do not get it, all at once. But keep on trying.
Thank you so much, Barrister Uwaifo Esere. It was a blast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being in this show, Navigating Marriage and Family Life. We hope to have you again some other time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful being here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. God help us.
Thank you for staying with us on the show Navigating Marriage and family life. Until we meet again, keep loving your family and doing life greatly.